Friday. It's Friday. Friday. All right, let's see what is happening here. There we go. Perfect. Good morning. All right, there we go. I was like wondering why that thing ain't going, child. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, hey y'all, happy Friday. Okay. Happy Friday. All right, so let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozen. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing on this Good Friday? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in my description box. Okay. Also, did you grab your copy of this book here? I am now considered an international seller, and I'm so grateful for you guys and for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. The name of this book here is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds, and it was created by me, for me, and also the collective here. I do work in this book as well, too. I do. And I created this book here because narcissism has become a pandemic here, meaning that a lot of people are experiencing very strong things surrounding narcissism here. So I wanted to create a workbook that is more so a healing book to help you to get over that hump or that hurdle surrounding narcissistic abuse here. Okay, so again, the name of this book is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. Okay, hey Carlo, hola. All right, so let's get into this read here. Channel message is: you destroy their plans every time. They can't seem to get ahead of you because you're already ahead of them. You're like 100 steps ahead of them, and they're trying to figure out how they can stop you from seeing what they're trying to plan towards you before they actually try to plan it, before they actually execute it. Okay. So yeah, channel message: you destroy their plans every time. So they keep having to kind of like get back into this huddle or this little group setting here, and they're trying to figure out what can they do to more so mask your intuition, hide your discernment here, or disconnect you from source. Okay. I don't think that would be the wise thing to do, because if a person who's not connected to source is trying to disconnect you from source, especially and specifically if you have a very strong connection to source, they're going to be in for a rude awakening here, and that's what's happening here. They also don't like the fact that that you're very successful. Again, please keep in mind this is a collective read. Not everything I want to mention to you is going to resonate with you. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So in regards to success here, success is going to look different or slightly different for all of us here, okay? So with that being said, no matter what you are successful with, whether it's losing weight, whether it's gaining weight, whether it's learning a new dish, whether it's putting yourself on social media, whether it's you getting a new car, whether it's you getting a new job, a new place, however it resonates, everyone's success is going to be slightly different, okay? But all in all here, they don't like your success because it goes against what they said about you. So they keep having to backtrack because every time they said something that's not true about you and you kind of come out and you disprove what they had said that's not true, it's like, what the stop, like, stop growing up, or like, stop being successful. You know what I mean? Stop being on this fast path to success here. So I was exercising earlier, and Michael Jackson's song Speed Demon came up. I'm going to break it down here, okay? Now also, if you have some time today, I really would like for you guys to review that video so you can get more insight in regards to what I stated to you here, okay? He has two music videos surrounding his song called Speed Demon. Not the short version. If you can, try to find the longer version when he was at some kind of studio. So he was already famous or well known. And this could be amongst his peers or just amongst his community. I'll put it in that way, okay? And they didn't know, they were looking for him, but they couldn't find him. So he was like hidden in plain sight. And in the video here, there were many different kind of characters and things of that nature. He was trying to kind of like fit in, but he couldn't fit in because he was too much of, we'll just say like a megastar, right? You're like a megastar in your own right, in that kind of way. So as the paparazzi saw him on one of the, it was like two heavyset guys that saw him. They were like real goofy. And it was like, there go Michael, 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 Michael. And they started to get like, and started to scream and shriek and all that stuff. And he smiled and he started to run away. And he ended up getting on the path to success. So Michael Jackson said it best. He was on a fast track to success and people couldn't handle it. When he was with his brothers, he was successful, of course. But when it was time for him to separate, he grew to a megastar status very rapidly, very quickly here in regards to his work and his work ethic here, right? So back to the video of Speed Demon, he was literally on a motorcycle, and the law, right? The law would be the people that don't want to see other do well. They always have some form of a stipulation or a blockage. We'll look at law in that kind of way, right? So you have people that surround you here that want to always give you some kind of rules or some kind of stipulation to prove to you why you can't get over the hurdle or why you cannot be successful here. So while he was on the motorcycle and he was driving down the highway or speeding down the highway here, the law were trying to give him a ticket. So I'm going to look at the lyrics here. So hold on, let me see if it pop up. So he said on verse 2, ain't nothing gonna stop me. Ain't no stop and go. I'm speeding on the midway. I gotta really burn this road. So he wanted to burn this road to success here, and he was willing to put in the time and effort to ensure that no one would stop him here. But every time he tried to get ahead, there was always someone on his heels here. So that's basically what I'm saying here. You have people that's on your heels here, and they're trying to figure out your plans before you execute your plans, but your plans are secret, or your plans are hidden. So no one is aware in regards to what you're doing or what your plans are. And they don't like the fact that they're not aware as to what you're doing here. So they're trying to figure out ways to destroy the plans that you've created for yourself, but more so it's not happening in that way because, to be honest here, you're able to flip the script on them to where you are destroying their plans every time against you here, and that's what makes them so upset. So they always have to regroup, or they're trying to regroup here to kind of feel like what can they do to stop you, to slow down here, because they feel like the moment that they stop you, that they'll win. So there's a difference between being stopped and being slowed down, okay? They slowed you down. They did not stop you. And here's why I say that here. If they stopped you, you would not be here right now. You wouldn't be talking to me. You wouldn't be texting on your phone, watching me, whatever communicative apparatus that you're watching me now. You would not be able to do that because they stopped you. That makes sense, meaning you would not have the will to move forward. You may have felt things, you know what I mean? Like you would be completely stopped to the point where you just kind of disappear in that kind of way, but you're still showing up on a day-to-day and you're still able to see, if that makes sense. On the flip side of it, they did slow you down, and that was for good reason. I want you to look at it from a different perspective, but a higher perspective here, okay? Now, the reason why they only slowed you down here is because this was more so like spirit, God, Jesus, universe, source, however you do your thing. But that energy slowed you down in a way because they needed for you to see exactly what was going on. And this is how you were able to more so foil their plans, or you were able to kind of destroy their plans, because the moment that you slowed down here, you were able to see things bit by bit, and this is what they weren't anticipating or they weren't expecting here. So this is why they feel very disrespected by you, or they feel like that they have to make this their 100% duty here to do something harmful towards you, and it's not working here, okay? So now the community has a watchful eye over them. The community could be the actual community of people that they spoke about. The community could be police officers. It could be judicial system. But there's a slew of different types of various communities that are all watching these individuals here. And they're trying to get rid of the evidence, or get rid of the plan, or foil the plan here on their part, because they can no longer trick other people. That makes sense. They can't trick you, and they can't trick others, because you're the one that's sounding the alarm, or you're the one that's blowing the whistle here. And every time you blow the whistle, it's like a dog whistle, right? The dog is the only one that can hear the whistle, but sometimes you may have to blow that whistle because they're not listening, or maybe they're being a little, you know, maybe aggressive, or whatever reasons or stipulations that a person may use a dog whistle. But the idea, the overall idea of a dog whistle is to command the dog to do something, if that makes sense. So they're the only one. So you're blowing this whistle, but at the time, not everyone was able to hear the whistle that you were blowing. But when you did blow the whistle, we'll look at the karmics as a form of a dog. Just hear me out here, okay? I'm going to use as an analogy. When you blew the whistle, or the dog whistle here, no one else around heard or could hear what was going on, but it did affected their ears. And the reason why it affected their ears initially is because they were the one that were guilty in regards to what they were doing towards you. They were triggered by the actual dog whistle. Again, that's just an example that you were utilizing here to get them to stop. But the more that you kept blowing that whistle here, the more it agitated them. So they actually then turn into being very aggressive towards you, or trying to create some form of chaos or mayhem in your life here, and it failed miserably. This is why the trickery is in reverse. Okay? Someone's name is Petal or Paisley, P-A-I-S-L-E-Y, Paisley, or P-A-I-S-L-E-E. However it's spelled, but I just heard the name Paisley, okay? Someone's name could be Peyton. Someone's name is Courtney or Amber. So they can't disconnect you from source. They can't disconnect you from you. And they can't even get you to disconnect from them, more so spiritually, if that makes sense, because there's so much deep, or trying to be so enthralled within your energy here, that all their secrets are exposed. Again, they don't know how this works here, clearly, because they're the one that's betraying themselves. Okay? Hey. Hey, y'all, happy Friday. So we have the volcano here. So things are blowing up in your face. Remember, you are that speed demon, okay? I'm not calling you a demon. Well, anyways, demons are not. That's another story. But anywho, I'm not. Just hear me out. I just want to make that clear. I need to stop explaining things, but I'll work on it. Speed Demon, the name of the video by Michael Jackson here. The whole concept, for me, from my perspective of things, it really shows that, yes, he was very successful. Yes, he was on a fast track path to success. Yes, he had paparazzi watching him. Yes, he had his community of people that loved him, and the ones that did hate him as well too. But despite all of that, he had his mind set on that fast track to success, and he was very successful in more so getting to that actual path here. And the moment that he got onto the fast track path of success, again, the law, okay, quote unquote, the law, which would be naysayers and people that are blocking them, we're trying to give him some form of a ticket here, if that makes sense. He even got a ticket at the end of the video. He was moonwalking, or he was dancing. And at the end of the movie, or it was actually a movie, but at the end of the video, there was a big sign that says, he had his, his famous dance, when he go like that. and it had a big circle with a line over it. It basically said like no moonwalking or no dancing in that kind of way. So they were trying to find different types of ways or different types of avenues to stop him from being in his essence or being in his success here. So he ended up getting the ticket. Also, there was a rabbit as well too. I think that was a rabbit, big gray rabbit head, I believe. But that could be an alter ego too, because if you look at it from that perspective, the rabbit is is very agile or is quick on its feet or its paws. And rabbits tend to produce things very quickly, or it hops away very quickly, if that makes sense. So I'll look at it from that perspective, because when he did take off the rabbit's head and he put it to the side here, you saw him in his essence here. So again, in order for him to get on that path of success, he had to camouflage himself within the crowd here, so that way he could become successful. But it came a time where he outgrew the community or outgrew the environment as to where he was, and he had to shift gears or shift elements so that way he could become successful. That's another way of looking at it as well too. Carmen Curry states on Instagram, going down the rabbit hole. So that's also another perspective that you can look at it as well too. Yes, for sure. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, I'll even put it in this way in regards to going down a rabbit hole. They're trying to go down the same rabbit hole that you went down, okay? You created the rabbit hole, okay? And they feel like that they can kind of come behind you without you being aware, and that's not the case, because the way that you created your own rabbit hole is filled with different things, protection and booby traps and things of that nature here. And they never thought that you would be so intelligent or so smart to do these things, to create roadblocks and blockages to ensure that they don't follow you here. And when people are very curious in regards to a person that may come off as mysterious, such as yourself here, because if you're private or if you're quiet and you don't want people to be aware in regards to what you're doing here, then you're going to become private in your own time, in your own space, right? And they thought that your mysteriousness means that you were hiding something, and that's not always the case, but that's just how they perceive the collective here for the ones that resonate. So they thought that they had the permission, or it was very justifiable in regards to coming down your rabbit hole and kind of try to destroy what you have built here, okay? Yes, he did. He was a messenger. Michael Jackson was a messenger. Some people are not going to believe that because people have their own perception of him. But yeah, he was a messenger of goodness. He didn't put anything negative in any of his music. It was all good. And that told me right there that the things that they were saying about him, it wasn't true. But like I said, everything is symbolism. And once you're able to pass or bypass what you see, but you're able to look deeper or dive deeper, you're going to realize some things that people say is not true. So that's what's happening here in regards to you here. Other people are now bypassing what they're saying about you, and they're realizing it's not true, but they're seeing it, and you are doing the things that they said you couldn't do here. They're flabbergasted because they weren't able to hold or sustain that false narrative. And that's what that is what was fated to happen. Someone's name is Dwayne. It could be spelled D-U-A-N-E or D-W-A-Y-N-E. Okay, you could be from Wayne Avenue, Wayne Street, or Wayne Boulevard. Take it how it resonates, okay? But that was fated to happen. Someone's name is Connie or Candace. I'm also hearing Chung Lee. So I believe Chung Lee was from Tekken, I believe. You could be playing those older games. I don't want to call it older. We're going to call it the great times. But you could be playing Tekken, or Tekken is one of your favorite pastime games, okay? But your transformation is a sight to see, okay? Okay, I'll even use y'all. Okay, thank you. I Andy 3000 states on Instagram, A Different World. I don't know if you guys remember the actual show called A Different World, and I'll use that as an analogy as well too. I strongly believe that the show Different World with Bill Cosby and Debbie Allen here, they created the show. It was a positive, uplifting show that was surrounded around students going to college, but more so black students going to college, right? And everyone had their own, you know, life issues and things of that nature, but they still were able to portray it in a very positive way or a positive outlook here. Despite that, yes, it was a different world, but they all came together for one thing, which was to be successful or to more so graduate from what their majors were. And all of them, I do believe at the end of it, they were actually able to succeed, or they were able to graduate, or they were just able to kind of get into their own lane successfully here without bumping into the others or bumping into each other here, if that makes sense. So with a different world here, yes, your world is very different from how their world are. The way they see success is more so from a negative standpoint, or they have a negative undertone when it comes to success. These karmics here, they feel like the way that they can only be successful is that if they stand on the backs of other people, or if they harm other people, or they push people in a negative way in order for them to be successful. And we all know on the collective side here that that is not true. Okay, you don't have to hurt another person, or you don't have to push down another person just to feel or to get some sense of success, if that makes sense. So their ideas, their plans, their dreams, all those things has been more so like it's done, it's dead. Okay, like it's an end. It's the end of them, the end of their plans, because you're fully aware of the plans that they're going to do before they do the plan, and that irritates them to no end. It triggers them. So going back to the dog whistle, only the dog can hear the whistle when you blow the whistle. And again, we're going to look at the karmics as such, as dogs in this point of view here. And the moment that you blow the whistle, the dog creates some form of a anxiety or some kind of something, and looking around to kind of see where it's coming from. Everyone else is around them. They're like, what's going on with you? You doing it from far away. You blowing the whistle, but they're the only one that can hear the whistle of truth because they're triggered by your truth, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it's an end. Thank you for the gifts. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, TikTok. Okay, all right, look at it that way as well too. Nichols Cool Kid states on YouTube, the hit dog start hollering. Absolutely. Yes. Y'all get it. Good. Yes, okay. So we have justice here. Okay, all right. Okay, keep it coming because the messages keep coming in. All right, Dwayne Wayne. They're mentioning Dwayne Wayne on YouTube and also Instagram here. Dwayne Wayne had these really cool glasses where it kind of flip up here. But if you kind of look at it, you can kind of look at it as those flip up glasses here, or the aviator glasses. It was like he was able to kind of see things from a different perspective or a higher perspective. And the reason why I say that here is because Dwayne Wayne in the show, he was a math major. And there were certain times that he was able to follow his dreams, and he was able to successfully graduate, or more so be successful in that mathematic major. And we all know that the higher you go in math, the more intelligent that you are, because you know those higher qualities or quantities of math, it really needs for you to kind of focus to ensure that you're able to solve those mathematical problems. So I will look at Dwayne Wayne as a form of a problem solver from the mundane world. But if you want to utilize those glasses from a spiritual aspect here, I do feel like that he had a lot of insight, or a lot of information, or a lot of knowledge surrounding like his craft, if that makes sense. So yeah, but more so from a spiritual knowledge of it here. So yes. Yeah, a different perspective, a different world. Yes, the Marco Lewis states on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Y'all get it. This make me feel good. Y'all get it. Yes. Yes. That makes me feel really good. Okay, so we have family that's in reverse. Someone's name could be Samuel, or you may love Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, so his name could be Shirley or Templeton. Take it how it resonates. So somebody could went to Temple University. You could be going there for dentistry, or that could be one of your top choices to go to Temple for dentist school. Again, however it resonates here. There's also, I'm hearing Rutgers University. I'm also hearing Appalachian or Appalachia. So you may live in West Virginia, or you may live near West Virginia. So with family in reverse here, the family cannot justify as to why they feel that you should be harmed in any way, shape, or form. Families in reverse, though, they're not able to get close to you. They can't get close to you, and they're trying to figure out how they can, but they cannot here. So in this picture here, there's a woman here. She looked raggedy, to be honest, but there's a needle and thread that she's holding between her hand here. There's also a cup of coffee that she has spilled. So I don't drink coffee, but I know some people that I have connected with, they do drink coffee. And I realize, again, from my own perspective, that if they don't have their coffee, they may tend to become very jittery or very nervous, or they may not be able to start their morning or start their day here. So to me, that looks like, again, I'm not digging at anybody. This is just from my perspective here. It kind of gives off a form of like a codependency because they need this coffee to jumpstart their day. Because the coffee has spilled here, this person feels very jittery, or they feel very anxious, or they feel with a lot of angst here because they're trying to figure out how they can sew this up, or how they can remove the stitch, or how they can sew it in a way to where people can't see it. They're trying to create some form of an illusion here. So that way, when it's time for you, if you ever stitched something before, you don't stitch from the outside, you stitch from the inside. Because if you stitch from the outside, people are going to see, you know, the changes or the alterations that you have made to the actual shirt or sweater, whatever the case may be. But if you flip it from inside out and you create the alteration inside, no one is going to see. So in this picture here, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a different a facade or an illusion here, where they're trying to sew it up in a way that no one can see. Everyone else that's involved can see, but people outside of the actual sewing that they're trying to do, hopefully that makes sense, no one can see. So hopefully I said that right. The people that's inside can see the stitches or the alterations, and that's where they're trying to place the alteration or the stitch. But outside of the actual sweater, just use as an analogy here, they don't want people to see what they have changed or shifted. That makes sense? Oh yeah, they hate clarity. I'm sure they do, because they're not clear themselves, of course. So I'm gonna use that though. Kenta is your name. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but Kenta states on YouTube they hate clarity. Of course they're going to hate clarity. They're not even clear on the things that they're doing here. They're the reason why. They're the one that have to keep going back to the drawing board every time that you're able to get out of the foolish little mouse trap or whatever you want to call this BS here to stop you from moving forward. And it's not working. Hey, Bobby Dell. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Moonbeam. Where you been at, girl? Where you been at, Bobby Dell? I ain't see you in a while. So this is what's coming to light. Yes, that's what's coming to light here. The stitchings or the inner stitchings that they thought that was hidden here, it's not being hidden anymore because things are now being reversed. Now they have to flip it over and try to figure out how they can remove the initial stitch that they have created within themselves, because they thought this was a foolproof plan to completely hem it, to stitch it, to sew it up, and no one would see. And that's not the case. Yes, 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 yes. The eye and then the moon is here. So people are seeing past what they're trying to hide or what they're trying to stitch up here. Could be a mother figure, could be family members, strong family members, because moon represents family as well too. A mother figure, or it could be a Cancer sign because moon represents Cancer. So however it resonates. Or this group is very cancerous to their own selves, or to themselves, or to their well-being here. Yes, story. Yes. Yeah, so people are seeing the story for the way that it's intended to be seen or shown here, and that's what's freaking them out here. So they're trying to go back to the drawing board because they're trying to get out of the situation here, and they can't, because even if they were to remove the stitch, there's still evidence that the stitch was removed, and that's what they are afraid of. They are afraid of you, they are afraid of your truth, and they're afraid of your whistle. Your whistle is a truth, okay? As I mentioned, not everyone is going to be able to understand or hear your truth, but once they pass a certain frequency to understand and to comprehend your truth here, that's when the whistle blows. Hopefully that makes sense. Someone's name is Arnold. Someone's name is Omar. Omari with an O. We have positivity here. Okay, it could be a Leo sign. Take it how it resonates. You could be 40 years old. This could be happening for 40 years. Maybe it started at age 40, however it resonates. Or you could be doing something. Maybe you changed or shifted something, and this is the 40th day. So maybe you stopped smoking. This is your 40th day of not smoking. Maybe you stopped drinking. That's your 40th day of not drinking. You know what I mean? Like, you did something. You changed something about yourself because positivity is here. And this is a high vibrance Leo. So take that how that resonates here. So you're doing something in ways or leaps and bounds here that is showing up in a very positive way for you. Okay? Someone's name is Penny or Patricia. I'm here in Pensacola. I believe that's in Florida. Daytona, Macon or Macon, M-A-C-O-N. Okay. Valdosta, V-A-L-D-O-S-T-A. Valdosta. How will you pronounce that, y'all? However you pronounce that. Somebody's name could be Khadijah. Okay. Someone's name is Carrie or Carice or Caress. I'm also here in Cortelu, C-O-R-T-E-L-Y-O-U, something like that. Cortelu, Cortez. Okay, tell me more about this positivity. Yeah, stimulation is here. Okay, stimulation is here. Could be in Aries. You could be in Aries. Hey, Bemba. You're stimulating yourself into positivity or into more positivity, and they don't like your positivity because they can't stand the positivity. It's too much. You are too much for these individuals. Your shine outlasts them, and it's too much for them to bear. They hate the heat that you bring, if that makes sense. The stimulation, or I'll put it this way, you create a friction within yourself that helps to onset or reinvigorate the confidence within yourself, if that makes sense. And the more friction that you place into yourself or you create with yourself here, it's now stimulating you to have a positive outcome or a positive experience here, which is then reinvigorating this light or energy within yourself here, so you become too hot to handle, if that makes sense from that perspective. You're too hot to handle. And they can't handle the heat that you're bringing here. So regeneration is here, and they're seeing that you're regenerating very quickly or in a very vast way, and they can't keep up with you. Strong Aries, high vibrant Aries though, okay? We could look at it in that way. Cody Claire Bell, thank you, boo, states on TikTok like a hot potato, and you know, yeah, so yeah, I can look at it that way. Hey, Cornelius. Don't y'all start with me today. But yes. Oh man, somebody could be going for a massage or a masseuse, massage where they do the cold, the actual stones, the hot stones. That could be your favorite form of treatment, or you could be going to massage school or masseuse school. So again, take that how that resonates. There's someone going to school for dentistry. That keeps coming up here, okay? So congratulations on your endeavors, or you may work in a dental office, or you could be a dental assistant, okay? But you're wanting to work your way up. But anywho, Congratulations on all your success for whoever that resonates for, okay? Congratulations. We need more dentists. All right, so we got courage here. Okay, could be a Libra. You could be a Libra. This is high vibrance though, okay? Yeah, you're having the courage to go down that path of success. You are the speed demon in your life. And people may tend to demonize you or may call you a demon here because they think demons are hot. And again, that's a different story, okay? I'll be here all day speaking about that. But anywho, they look at you as such because they can't touch you or you're like too hot to handle. And a lot of people, like I mentioned before, it really correlates demons to be hot. And that's not the case in this instance here. But you're very successful, or you're soon to be successful here with Libra. These are all high vibrant signs today so far. So I'm speaking to the collective specifically. You could be a high vibrance Leo, Aries, strong Aries, Libra, strong Libra, strong Aries, and then Leo. Okay, this is specifically towards the divine collective in this part of the read here. Okay. Yes, because you're taking your time to heal. So strong Aries, you may not have Aries in your birth chart, which is fine, but you're still operating in a very fiery, successful space or pace, okay? Someone's name is Valerie, Valencia, Valentino. I'm also hearing the name Allegra. Spaces here, and it's in reverse here. Yeah, they can't clog up your space. They can't fit into your space. There's no space for them to be in your space here. So this is why they feel they can't flow or they can't go with you, if that makes sense, with movement here. So they feel stuck because they keep going against the flow of things. You're going with the flow of things, which is what's going to help you to become successful or to be in that position of being successful here. Not for them. They're going against it, which is why they don't see any movement in their life. It's funny because they keep saying they believe in God, right? But yet they're trying to stop you from connecting to God, which makes no sense to me, because these are the same people that keep saying they believe in what you believe in, like a higher source, higher power. But when it comes down to it, it boils down to it, the things that they're doing to kind of mislead you off the path to connect to the higher source, a higher spirit here. Like I keep saying, it don't make sense, or they don't make sense. They don't make sense at all, which is why it's angering them, because you're realizing that they don't make sense. They're incoherent is what they are. Very incoherent. And they're passionately angry. Oh, well, who cares? They can be angry all they want. Let them continue being angry, because consistent anger turns into stress. Consistent anger turns into aches and pains. So let them be angry all they want, y'all. Who cares? But they're creating nothing but chaos and drama in their own body. Let them. They're not happy at all, because they don't have any more plans. So it's like they're sitting on their thumbs, or they're sitting on their hands, and they're trying to figure out, well, what's next? Well, how do we get the collective? Well, how do we beat the collective, knowing that they can't beat you, but they still feel for some odd reason that they can, and they just can't, if that makes sense. Yep, this is why they're, this is growth. But you see how growth is real flappy in that kind of way? So I'll look at it from this perspective. Growth is not linear. It can be spun in many different ways. So one moment you could be going up a straight arrow towards your growth or success. But sometimes the growth may bend just a little bit, and then it may curve, and then it may go back up that straight line. You know what I mean? It's not like a straight way to success or a straight way to growth. Growth comes in many shapes, sizes, and forms here. And this is how your growth looks like, or seems like, right? And again, they keep thinking that they can put you inside of the box, but they cannot. People that live inside of a box or survive inside of a box, they have a very limited perception or a limited point of view when it comes to success, if that makes sense here. But when it comes to your growth, you will not. When you're outside of the box here, your growth can look like anything, or it can come out of from nowhere, if that makes sense. So this is why they're sad here. Yeah, this is why they're sad. Someone's name is Penelope. Someone's name is Raj, R-A-G or R-A-J. Someone's name could be Rag or Raggy or Ragland, R-A-G-L-A-N-D, Ragland. Happiness is in reverse. They can't steal your happiness. Why you always gotta laugh all the time? Why you always gotta be so happy all the time? Why you always gotta be this? They fear you because you see the truth of them. Yeah, they do. They truly do. And that's what makes them so sad and angry. It's so hard. The T-Rex. I'll even put in the Power Rangers. You know when the Dragon Zord comes out for the first Power Ranger series with Jason. He was the red Power Ranger. And when he will call up his Zord, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, like that's how they look. That's how they look, child. We got karmic we got karmic relationship here. Okay. Yeah, they thought that you were going to stick around in this karmic relationship. It doesn't have to be an intimate thing. It could be platonic as well, too, like family members and things of this nature here. But all in all, they really thought that you were going to mix your lightness with their nasty ickiness of darkness here. If that makes sense. And it's not working in this way. They thought you guys were always going to be two peas in the pod here, where they were going to... that they thought that you were going to be okay with destroying people's lives or causing chaos and mayhem in other people's lives here. And then once they destroy that person's life, you were supposed to come in as a cleanup person to clean up what they created. Don't do that for anybody. I don't give a damn who it is. If they are so gullible and so passionate with trying to destroy another person's life, let them sit right there and take the blame and the fall for what they created in another person's life. Don't be no cleanup person for nobody, period. Ooh, dang, that flew out. Yeah, say karmic message. Yeah, do not. They slowed you down, but they ended up stopping themselves. Yes, they did. How they do that? Because the moment that they slowed you down was the moment that you got more insight or more intel in regards to what they were doing towards you here. So once you were able to call them out in the BS or foolishness that they were doing towards you here, it stopped them completely 100%. And that's where they're trying to figure out how is that possible? How did they stop us? How do they know it's us? So how do they know where it was coming from? Because sloppy people are going to be sloppy. They were very sloppy in their plans. They were. They thought that they were bigger than the program, and they're not bigger than the program, clearly. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to on YouTube, you don't time them out. They get one shot and one shot only, mods. Okay. You don't have to time them out. Completely block them 100%. They get one shot to get it right. If they're going to be disrespectful in the comments, get them the f out of here. Block them 100% permanently. That's it. They only need one shot to get it right when they come over here, okay? Don't give them no two chances, 3 chances. You don't get second chances over here with me. If you're going to come over here, you're going to act right. And if you can't act right, then this is not the place for you, and that's okay. But one shot and one shot it is. So message of warning, because that's all you need. You just need one chance. You don't need 2 and 3 and 4 chances. You just need one chance to get it right. And that's how I feel. But love to my mods. Thank you, boo. So message of warning here. So the message of warning here is communication is in reverse, though. So they did not listen to the communication that you stated to them, that you warned them in regards to doing this foolishness here. They kept doing it, if that makes sense. And that's fine. People need to do what they need to do. But just make sure you don't include yourself in what they're trying to do here, okay? But with that being said here, communications in reverse, a message of warning. I could look at it from this perspective here. Because you cease all communication with these individuals here, the warnings are now coming out to be true, or is playing out in their life here. So they don't feel abundance anymore. They're not laughing anymore. That makes sense. Laughter is a form of abundance if you're able to look at it from that perspective. The more you laugh, the more abundant you're going to feel. It's a really good feeling that you release when you laugh, if that makes sense. But since it's in reverse here, they were laughing at you at one point in time here, but they're not laughing anymore. They don't feel abundant enough to laugh at you anymore because everything that they have thrown your way has failed. Hey, Timothy. Hey, boo. So now you know the saying, they can't beat you, now they want to join you. Big fat negative. If they cannot beat you, they can't join you. Huh? If they cannot beat you, they cannot join you. I mean, what for? What's the whole point of that? So they can't beat you, now they want to join you to beat you? Nah. It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Ain't no way you can't beat me, but you want to join me to beat me? Nah, that ain't it, little dog. That ain't it at all. So we have spiritual message here, all right? That is the spiritual message. Well, we can't beat them. No, let's just get close to them. Don't get close to us, because the further you try to get close to us is the more burnt you're going to be, boo. So you might as well just stay away from the collective, because death is here. Just stay away. You're not welcome in the collective space. Just stay away. Stay far away. You could be a Scorpio. They could be a Scorpio. But this is the end of this foolishness, this tra-la-la. Because you are the unicorn. As I mentioned, you are on that highway to success. And no one can stop you. If anyone stops you, they're getting ran the hell over. Figuratively speaking, spiritually speaking, they get ran over. Someone could be trying to come back towards you, trying to be intimate with you. Yuck and patooey and just yeah. Imagine someone try to F you over, and the only thing that they can think about to try to get back into your good graces is to lay down and sleep with you. My God, just yick. And I don't mean you. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about them. That the only thing they thinking about is their frothy, frowsy front to come towards you here to hash things out. Bygones to be bygones. And the only thing they can think about is wanting to come and sleep with you. My God. Do not lay down with this filth. This is filth. Don't lay down with this filth. Yeah, I'm very harsh and direct with what I need to say. Don't lay down with this, boo. Do not. There's nothing intimate about this nastiness at all. Because you got to remember, that's all they have is their front, their nasty, frowsy front. Yuck. That can fuck up a house. Look, it say glass house. You ever been in a house, right, and you're cooking? Let's say it's winter time. And sometimes your house get a little too warm and it be foggy or condensed on the actual like mirrors and the glass and stuff. Like that's them. Their house is full of filth and funk and frowsiness. Yeah. For them to even think that they can come towards you and try to lay down with you is just yeah. It's like, wait, you okay? You want to do what now? Yeah, go away. We got love notes in reverse here. Yeah, now they trying to serenade you. Trying to see they can come back. Child, please. They need to go on what they need to move on. They need to move on. Everything that they have pushed towards you, it's not working. It's not. And they have no one to blame but themselves. See? No, it's not working. Yeah, this is a lover. So you got intimacy, you got love note here. Ew. Yeah. Yeah. And then it's a lover from the past here that ain't gonna get no justice. They ain't gonna get no yams and they ain't gonna get no justice. My God. Patooey. Patooey. greatest of them all. Show enough. Yeah, I remember that movie Show Enough with the it's called The Last Dragons back in the 80s with Tamiko, whatever her name was. Yeah, turned down is in reverse. They're turned down because you're not giving into what they want you to give into here. It's not working. They are so upset that you destroyed their plans that they're actually asking for help. Like they're sinking in their little Toy Story Tonka ship. And they're looking for someone to save them. They're in a lot of distress. They need a lot of help. Financially, they need help. Spiritually, they need help. They've been red flagged spiritually, if that makes sense. You call judgment, which placed them in a space to be red flagged by spirit. Because they were doing a lot of hidden things in the 5D and they were trying to bring it down to the 3D and it didn't work. Just because you prayed about something doesn't mean it's going to manifest. Huh? I said, just because you pray about something doesn't mean it's going to manifest in the 3D. I'm being so for real with you. And this is what they thought. They don't believe, but they're praying. They're hoping and they're wishing and they're trying to manifest for these horrendous acts to be placed upon you here. And it was null and void. It was flagged. It was red flagged. Somebody got to hold these L's. Somebody got to hold these red flags. It ain't going to be you. It's going to be them. And they don't want to hold the flags that they created for themselves. They don't. Oh no, why we got to hold these flags? Because you created it, Heifer. Karmic. You created it. Like, what the hell? We got brick wall here. Yeah, they're talking to a brick wall. I mean, that's where they come from anyways. Now their defenses are up. Who cares? Let their defense be up. We don't care. That's against them. It's like they're facing the wall of themselves and they're talking to themselves. That's literally what they're doing. Some of them going through paranoia. Some of them is upset and they angry and I can't believe we can't beat the collective. We can't do this. They're talking to themselves. This is what they are, a brick wall talking to themselves. Yep, and the squad, their squad that they use to come up against you here could be a frenemy. It was a boo thing, however resonates. It was a frenemy and a ex-lover here that were doing this foolishness here. They were a part of this so-called squad. And now they're fighting one another here because they thought that they had it under control. They thought that either the friend knew you or they thought even the boo knew you here. And no one knew anything of you here at all. Imagine all they have in their arsenal is love bombing. And you blew up the so-called love that they so-called had for you. That makes sense? You blew it up. Love bombing. You blew it up. It don't make sense. You like the Bomberman, if that makes sense. Remember that game called Bomberman? It was on, I want to say Sega Genesis or Sega, one of them. It was like a little cute little thing, a little bomb, and you blow it up. That makes sense. Or also, oh my God, with Luigi and Mario, the actual movie. And they had the little cute little thing and it will kind of walk and it will attach to things and it will just kind of like, you know, poof out of nowhere. I need to watch that movie. It was called The Super Mario Brothers. I believe that was back in the early 90s. With Mario and Luigi, they were living in New York and they found like this this green, what do you call it? Tunnel, or whatever you want to call that thing, pipe. And they went down there and they had to save the other world. Y'all remember that? Not sour yams. Timothy says on YouTube that all they had was sour yams. Yeah, not sour yams, child. Let me see what else. Where am I at right now? I'm at 54 minutes. What's going on with this squad, this so-called squad, child? What's going on with them heifers? What's going on with this squad? We got Lucky Breakers in reverse. And then we have Bye Felicia upright. Yeah, they ain't winning nothing, child. They just need to go back ahead and It ain't working. They're in poverty. They sure are. They are in poverty. A squad of people against you by yourself can't defeat you. A squad of people versus you by yourself, and they can't beat you. Family room, that's what they're talking about. Oh yeah, they talking about it. They won't physically come fight you. They gotta fight you behind your back. Wimp, puny, boring, weak. Oh yeah, we're gonna get the collective from behind the collective's back, not in front of their face. You can't even say how you feel towards the collective. Okay. Having so-called family meetings, secret meetings, and you'll know what the secret meeting is about. Yeah. Right. Okay, karmic, whatever you say. Whatever makes you sleep at night, if you do sleep at night, which we don't think you do sleep at night. But okay, whatever. What else, Spirit? Talk to me, boo. How do you know what we're talking about? Because you're just talking about the collective. You eat, sleep, breathe, and poo the collective. Bad health. That's why they in bad health. Not you. They are. No matter how many of them try to come up against you, it's like, y'all boring. Go away. Y'all boring. You're not afraid of us? No. Why? Why should we be afraid of you? You're boring. Go away. Yeah, the community see you just la-di-da, 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 la-di-da. If you don't know what la-di-da means, it just means that you're very happy and go lucky. You're very grateful for who you are. You're grateful for your life. You're grateful for the great things that you have accomplished or soon to accomplish. It's just the greatness of you. That's the la-di-da of you. That means so you're just a la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. You're just happy, like happy-go-lucky. Yeah, that's the message. You're like la-di-da, yeah, la-di-da. They don't like that. They don't like your la-di-da. And you're being seen as the high honor one, or the one that has honor of self, because you place that into yourself. So whatever you place in yourself is what's going to show. So that's what they're doing here. And people respect you, or soon to respect you. Okay, you're going to be put in places where you're going to get a lot of respect, a positive outcome, despite them trying to throw or hurl their negativity onto you. It didn't stick. Didn't stick at all. Someone's name is Melinda or Belinda. Someone's name is Tasha. That name Tanqueray is coming up again. Tanqueray. You could be going to a football game. It could be like a college football. You may have a child that's in college football. You may have a child whose dream is to go to the NFL. Okay, well, keep that. Well, I don't know if you keep it quiet, but they are very promising. So, if you have a son that's into football, they're going to do extremely well with the world here. Yep, they're going to do extremely well with that. Yes, 4 wands. Yes, they are. They're going to do extremely well with that. Okay. I need to do a book on healing the witch wound. Let me sit and think about that for a moment. I'll have to sit and think about that, because I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. But I'll let me sit and think about it, okay? I'm writing it down, though. Give me a sec. All right, so we have 9 of Swords here. 9 of Swords. And then we also have, wow, okay, wow. 9 of Swords, Death, and the Tower. Yes, I love sorrow. I'm from Trinidad. I love me some sorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Temperance is here as well, too. Okay, that's in reverse. Temperance is Sag. Death is Scorpio. Tower is Scorpio. Swords is air energy. So take it how it resonates. The Wands is fire. So all the signs are here. Just take it how it resonates for you here. But they are devastated. They are in fear. They have constant nightmares here. They have a lot of insomnia here because you red flagged them into judgment. Yes, you did. And you have every right to do that. Swords means air energy. Yep, yep. Think of it like it's wielding in the air and it's like, you know, like sword. That makes sense? They ran out of tricks. They ran out of tricks. They tricked themselves out of their own tricks. We got 6 of Wands here in reverse. They feel defeated because they have no more tricks to trick others. That's crazy. Imagine somebody trying to be a trickster in your life and they run out of their own tricks. Man, you don't get the hell out of here with that malarkey, child. Oh, God. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. How the trickster run out of tricks? Man, that don't make no damn sense. The trickster run out of tricks. I mean, to the point where they are exhausted and burned out. You hear me? Huh, collective? Do you hear me? They burnt out and exhausted because they ain't got no more tricks up their damn sleeve. The devil is here with the 10 of swords. Devil is Capricorn. Oh, Lord, child. 9 of Pentacles could be Venus energy. I would look at that as Taurus or Libra, but take it how it resonates. Pentacles is Earth, but take it how it resonates here. So you bypass all the swords. All the swords are in their back, and you're just watching them, and it's like you're driving down a highway, and there was a car wreck or a car accident here, and that's what they are. They're in a big pile of accidents, right? And you sometimes, you know, we nosy, you know, you tend to kind of slow down your car to kind of see what's what. Like that's them. You just see them on the side of the road just wrecked out here. And you moving forward, or you are driving, or you're on the fast path of success, like an easy pass. Or like Texas tolls, if that makes sense. When you have your easy pass, you kind of just whiz right through. You don't have to stop to slow down to pay the toll. It's prepaid, and that makes sense. It's like your success has been already been paved for you to go down that path. If that makes sense, it's prepaid for you to become successful, right? It's in the stars. It's in the elements, if that makes sense. Yeah, so 8 of Swords is here. Too many swords, but yeah, every sword or every dagger that they may have tried to throw towards you here, you just like, you're like, you're like a ninja. You just keep, you keep dodging it here. Someone could love dodgeball. Someone's name could be Roger. Or you may have a Dodge pickup truck or a Dodge Durango. Maybe that was your first car, but take it how it resonates. Or maybe you love Durangos. Maybe you could be a tinkerer. Maybe you love to break things down and put them back up together. Maybe you love to do that to computers, okay? I just see someone taking things down, and you're just, you know, just doing your thing. That could be a hobby for you. Hi, C. Davis. How you doing? I'm hearing Sheila or Sheila E. Okay. Oh, Sheila. You were listening to Prince. Prince in the Revolution. We got 5 of Pentacles here. Tricks are for kids. And we're not talking about the cereal, but yeah, wordplay Timmy States away. Or Instagram. Tricks are for kids. Sure is. 5 of Pentacles are here. Yeah, they are very kiddish in nature. They're childish in nature. So they fell right into their own tricks or their bag of tricks here, if that makes sense. They ain't stopping the MFing thing, okay? Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah, this is really good for you, collective. Like I said, you're on a fast path to success. That's going to resonate differently for everybody. So take that how that resonates for you. I mean, you could be going to school. You could be going, you could be graduating school. You know, you could be moving to a new area. You could get your first apartment. You're buying a home. You know, everyone's success is going to be slightly different, but the opportunities are there. Sure is. Ace of Pentacles. You're getting a new opportunity, a new handout from spirit to source. We're going to look at this as the hand, because you see the cloud is here. So spirit is giving you here. I got you here. Let me give this to you. You're getting a new pentacle, a new opportunity here to do something greater for yourself. And no one can stop you. It is what it is. No one. Leo, you could be a Leo. They could be. Strong Aries, though. We have Cancer. We have Scorpio. We have Gemini. We have Taurus. Virgo. Aquarius. Hey, Hollywood. Hey, boo. What's up, boo? Hey, Brian. We have Aries. Hey, RJ, you good? Scorpio. Gemini. Okay. Gemini again. Strong Gemini. So take that how that resonates. Okay. And Aries. Strong, strong, strong Aries. All right, so if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab a copy of this book here. I mean, it is your book when you purchase it, so grab the copy of your book here. Again, I am an international seller, and that's so dope. I have support from Norway and Australia and England, I think Germany, and there are some other countries as well. Of course, the United States as well, so can't forget you guys. But I am truly grateful for the immense support that you show me on the day-to-day, whether it's just sharing, talking, communicating amongst us. You know what I mean? Like, it's truly appreciated. But thank you so much for being here. I'm going to see if I can come back on because I do have another read here. So let me see if I can get back on after I do my other readings here. Wisdom Beyond Wounds. This is readily available on Amazon for your purchase. Love you guys. Go out there, be freaking great. Let me give y'all some flowers. Yeah, get some. Okay, flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Go out there, be great. Love you guys. Thank you so much, TikTok. I'll see you on the next one. Instagram, Facebook. Mwah. See you later. Thank you. Bye, YouTube. Love, love, love to y'all. Flowers, flowers, flowers. I'll see you later.